Morning, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting. My name is Zoar Morales. I'm an alumni of this fantastic program going on a little over 3 years. So this December 31st will be 3-year anniversary from completing my time in the Marine Corps and jumping into real estate, and did 6 months in this program. So at that point, I'll be at the 3.5-year mark for being in real estate. So today we're just gonna be doing some question and answer. So whatever questions you guys have about the program, about EXP, about transitioning out of the military into real estate, or just transitioning out of the military in general, feel free to unmute yourself, raise your hand using the reactions button at the bottom of the screen. Drop it in the chat box, whatever method you want to do. See a couple new faces out there. Jonathan and Chris. How you guys doing?
What's up, Zor? How are you?
Blessed, are you?
Doing well.
Staying above water?
Yeah, we're good over here.
Nice. So Chris is out in Florida. Who else is out in Florida right now?
I am. I'm in
Jonathan?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
We
You guys
just
didn't get
got,
hit that
no, it wasn't too bad here. We just got a little winds, a little bit of rain, but that was about it.
bad? Nice.
Yeah.
Answered prayer right there. It's supposed to be pretty bad. I saw a bunch of maybe it was just the news trying to do their thing of scaring people, but saw a bunch of reports that they're gonna like make a new category, like category 6 or something, for how bad it was gonna be. But anyways, while you guys think of your questions, I'll answer some of the questions that I often get. One of the ones when people are like actually signing up with the XP and reading through the contract and all that stuff, when you're doing the onboarding, people start to wonder about the pay and the fees and all that stuff. And so with EXP, your initial join fee is $150, and then after that, every month it's a $85 a month fee charged by the brokerage. And so that covers all the stuff that is provided to you, like your KB Core account, which is where you manage your website, all that stuff, as well as like your workplace account, your general like access to EXP World, all that stuff. And then so that's the fees, like EXP fees, and then every month $85. There's no like annual renewal fee for EXP of $150. It's just that one time join fee of $150. There are other fees associated with staying licensed. For your board of realtors, you'll be paying different fees for that. For your for the county Department of Commerce and Civil Affairs, or whatever your equivalent of that in your county, you'll be paying fees to them as well. On average, about $2,000 to $3,000, depending on like how many MLSs you're a part of, all that stuff. So between EXP and all those other fees, you're looking at $2,000 to $3,000 a year. So another question I get from that is like, is it worth it? If you're planning on doing real estate investing, it's like a scale of going full-time real estate as a realtor to just doing real estate investing. Like you buy a house every now and then. Is it worth it to be a licensed realtor? So this house that we bought, that we're currently living in, renovating and stuff, we got it for $1,064,000, and so we represented ourselves. We wanted to buy it for a lot less, but that's another story. We bought it, represented ourselves, and it was 3% commission on this house. So the total commission amount was like 37,000 or something. And so that one commission right there, just representing ourselves on one deal, covered, if you divide 37 by, or just rounding down to 36, if you divide 36 by 3,000, assuming like the annual fees for staying licensed, that's 12 years worth of licensing fees. So that alone right there makes it worth it. So if you do one deal for yourself, and assuming it's kind of like on the higher end, or you can like do the math for like the area that you're living in, but if you do one deal for yourself, that already makes it worth it to keep your license active and to be a licensed realtor. And then another thing to consider is referrals. So if it's not the easiest thing to go straight from the comfy military paychecks into working commission as a realtor. Um, and so sometimes people end up doing little side gigs at first. I know I wanted to, I pretty much did go full time into real estate, but I was still a little bit scared about the all the costs and everything, my mortgage, and so I ended up burning up my GI Bill when I first got out. And I'd heard about the school that you didn't have to physically live there, and you would get BH for San Francisco, and so I did that. But even without that, looking back, I still would have done fine. Maybe have made a little more money focusing all my time on just real estate instead of doing school at the same time. But yeah, there's that. Some people think that it's not worth it because they're going to be doing some other job. However, kind of got off topic there. If you at least just do referrals, if you do one referral a year, and it's on, so out here the average condo is 500,000, average home is $1 million, and so um, if you do a 25% referral on a $1 million home, that ends up being about a $5,000 commission just from just from giving a friend a phone number and a name. And on a $500,000 house, that's $2,500. So right there, if you do one referral on a $500,000 house, again, already makes it worth it for the year to keep your license active. I'm gonna look in the chat box. Do we have a comment? Driving, so my camera is off. Totally fine. Any questions from anyone on any of that stuff while I'm flapping my gums?
So if we do like a referral to somewhere else on our own, do we still split that commission that we get from the referral with the Will Group team?
That would be a good question for them. I know right now while you're in the program, if you did a referral, you wouldn't be able to be compensated from it. However, if it's, yeah, I don't know the exact breakdown for the team splits for the Gwilts. Um, but like, do you know the breakdown? Have you looked, you guys like sign an agreement, right? When you sign up?
Yeah, there's like a screen that has the breakdown of the commission split.
Yeah.
It does it like by 75%, 50%, and then it's like a 35 and 20%. And then there's things that go into it that
Yeah.
help determine what the split's going to be. But I don't think there was one that said if you do like a referral for someone else elsewhere, what split that is. I don't know. I don't think it said that, but I'll have to go look again.
Yeah. That's worth asking because it might have an exception for that where it's just 100% yours for the referral. Another topic people wonder about is splits. So um, with the EXP, it's 80-20 until you cap, and then there's lots of other. So I'm just going to talk about just the general splits because there's lots of other ways that split up depending on the type of team you're on. So I know the Gwilts have a different type of split setup because they're a icon team. But so in general, it's 80-20 until you cap. Capping is $16,000, and so in order to hit that $16,000 mark, EXP will take 20% of every commission until it adds up to 16,000. And so for easy math, on a $1 million house, if you assume 2.5% commission, that's $25,000 in commission. So 20% of 25,000 is 5,000. So $1 million deal, EXP takes 5. Another $1 million deal, EXP takes 5 for a total of 10. Third deal, another 5, total of 15. And then on that fourth $1 million deal, assuming 2.5% commission, They would take 1,000 to add up to that full 16, and then you'd get the other 24, and then every deal after that would be 100% commission to you. And then it's that way for the rest of the year until you reach your anniversary date, and then it resets and starts over. And that sounded like a lot of money when I first joined. When I first started, I was like, $16,000. That's a lot of money that they're taking from me every year. But if you do the math on like if you were to start your own brokerage, because that'd be like really the only way of avoiding that, because most other brokerages have significantly higher splits, um, or caps as well. But if you did your own brokerage, like the costs you would have for all the other expenses that you don't have as not running your own brokerage, it would easily exceed that. Not to mention the time required to have your own business as a brokerage, all that time adds up to money as well. So definitely a great place to be. We've capped every year within like 3 to 4 months of. We have a higher price point out here in Hawaii, but there's also a lot more competition, so it kind of balances out. There's over 6,000 agents on the island of Oahu alone, and so we might be like bigger steps towards that cap every deal that we do out here, but there's a lot more wolves out there trying to make that kill. Any questions on that?
More quick question.
Yep.
Okay, so being in Guild Group, right? Once we does EXP take that 80/20, or they take the 20%, we take 80, but then does Guild Group take the 75 of that 80?
Again, you'd have to look at that document, but from what I understand, you might be in one of those other brackets because they're icon team, or like, but their team setup is different to where your cap is reduced, and so your cap is 8K instead of 16K because of the type of team you're on. And so it might be 75% of that 80%, but your cap is cut in half for the year, so you'll cap
Okay.
after 2 deals instead of 4. Yep. Any other questions? Alrighty.
I got one more.
What was that?
So, this is so I'm going through the Guild Group University like onboarding stuff, and right now I am. Let's see. I'm getting started on the last pass. Do you use that?
I do. Um, I don't think get the max usefulness out of it, but I do use it because it makes it a lot easier to log into so many different accounts.
And then we also use we use that to use Vulcan 7 and all that other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or do we have to pay for it to get that?
No, you use that, like use the same, like that's part of why like it makes sense for a team to charge part of your commission, because all those accounts like Canva costs like $150, might even be like $200, I don't know, for an account. But if it's like shared or like you're benefiting from it, that's 200,000 or $200 that you're not paying every year. And then Zoom, I pay like $100 or $150 for this thing every year. And otherwise I'm limited to like 30-minute meetings. Most of my meetings with clients are like at least a minimum of 30 minutes, if not like an hour or more. Um, and so that's something that I pay for our team. It's just me and my wife on our team right now, but that's just another example. And there's you guys have lots of other, like Vulcan is pretty expensive as well. But yeah, it's like all those things. Like if you branch off on your own and start your own team, which I'm sure the goals want you to do that eventually. Once you like know what you're doing and stuff, then yes, you have the benefit of deciding your own splits, but you also have the burden of covering all those accounts that you'll have to pay for your own subscription for. Does that answer your question, or was that your question? Like, do you have access to all those things?
Yeah, so I was just wondering like what you used and what most people in the Gwilt Group University use. Because right now I'm getting logged into it. I just made an account. I'm just now transferring all my passwords over, but I asked in the general group chat or something on Slack if
Yeah.
like which one I should use, whether I should use personal or business, or whether I should buy the $5 one, the $3 one, or whatever. And then David will respond and he said just use the free one, but the free one only lasts 30 days. So I'm just wondering what I should do there. And then it also says that I'll get access to Vulcan 7. So I was just asking you like how that works and stuff. And then once my
Uh,
30 days free trial, once it ends, which one do I buy at that point?
uh, so it might be free permanently, but they're making they're giving you like the premium sample or something, and then at the end of the 30 days, because I still have the free account, and it's been several months, um, but yeah, so it's probably just like you're sampling the premium account, and then once it gets to the end of the 30 days, it'll be like, oh, do you want to continue with premium, or do you want to use the free? Then you just hit the free option.
And what all does the free version get you aside from saving passwords to all your websites?
That's all I use it for. So
Okay.
yeah,
Because I
as
thought
far
it
as I
came
know,
with more because my passwords are already all remembered on my computer just through Chrome.
okay.
So it's not
Yeah,
really making a difference.
the purpose of LastPass is also supposed to let you give access to other people to your account. So like if you ever hire an assistant or anything like that, you can seamlessly share your password like that without having to worry about security issues.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, what other questions? Nice. It's a nice mug. All right. I'm not gonna bog you guys down for another 13 minutes if you don't have any questions. So feel free to stick around for a couple more minutes if you had a question you want to ask in the big group. Aside from that, have a wonderful day. Aloha.